Hello and welcome in the practical JavaScript session. Now, as you can see on the right hand side, our requirement is going to be loop. Okay. So in this particular requirement, we are going to discuss about that how exactly we are supposed to use this loop requirement, and we can display the issue name property of each issue. Okay. So as you can see that our requirements will be like this, that we would like to display the issue name property, and this display issue method should display the issue name. Okay. Display issue method should check if issues array is an empty or not, right? And then display issue method should show the completed status. Like when you will be displaying the issue name, then along with this you will be displaying the status as well. Okay, so let us understand this and let us work on this particular thing, then slowly you will be understanding. So let me just start working with this display issue method itself, and then you will be slowly understanding. So right now, as you can see, when I'm displaying this issues array, what is happening basically with my issues, it is displaying the issues in the form of object. But I do not want to display the issues in the form of object. I just want to display the issue name property. Okay, so let us work on to the first requirement, and that is the display issue method is going to display the issue name property. So how exactly it will be working? See, so let us just remove this from here, and here what I'll do, you all will be aware of the for loop. Okay, so let us run this for loop. I'm going to create one loop here, and this will be doing like this, that I'm starting with the 0th index, and I will be going till this dot, and I'll say issues dot length. Okay, this length function I'll use. So what it will do, let's say for example, if we will be having three issues available over here, then issues length is going to be 3, right? So from 0th index, if you are starting and going till 2, then there will be 3 issues available basically. Okay, just increment it one by one, and here what you can do, you can just write console.log, or let me just copy this immediately, and I should not just type every time everything, so I'm just using this particular concept. Okay, so here what I will be doing, I'll be accessing this dot issues dot, or this dot issues, and this particular value you want to access, and from here which particular field you want to access, right? So we have this issue name property that we want to access, so just type this issue name. Okay, so this way this particular requirement is completed. Let me just run this and let me show you whether it is working in this way or not. So let us reload this, and here I will be saying issue list dot add issue. So let us add issue one by one. Okay, now you can see here when my display method is getting executed, it is displaying the issue name, right? It is not displaying the object. As you can see here, my issues, and then under this you are getting the issues. Okay, now let me add another issue as well. Issue list dot add, and let us add this second issue, and let me see that how you will be getting the output. So as you can see, this is how we are expecting the output. Okay, so this way my first requirement is completed. Now my second requirement is that before you insert the issue name, okay, you need to check it, or when you are displaying this particular thing, you need to check it that whether issue array is going to have some data or not, right? Whether this issues array is going to have issues or not. And if it is not going to have issues, then you will be displaying that we do not have any issues available over here. So let me just give you the idea that how exactly you will be writing this particular code, and then you will be understanding this. Okay, so basically what I want to do, I just want to check here that if issues array is empty, okay, I would like to display there is no issue in the issues list. Okay, this is what I want to do. Otherwise display issue list. Okay, This is what is my logic. So see how exactly I will be implementing this particular logic. So it is very simple. How you will be checking that you have something in the issues array or not. So it is very simple. Do one thing. We have this issues length. Okay, just copy this and check it that whether this length is equal to 0 or not. I'm sure you might be aware of this, that where you should use double equal to sign and where you should use the triple equal to sign. Okay, if you are not aware of this, just Google this. What is the use of this double equal to sign in array and triple equal to sign? I'm sure you'll be getting it. So let us just work on this particular part and slowly you will be understanding. So if I do not have any value available, then what exactly I want to display? I want to display that we do not have any issues available over here. So just to say there is no issue in the issue list. This particular thing I want to display. Okay, this I want to display. Otherwise we have this particular code. In the else we want to keep this particular code. So copy this and put it here. Okay, save everything. Now just come over here, reload, and now from here say issue list dot display issues. Now as you can see, when I do not have any issue available, it is showing me the error message that there is no issue in the issues list. Let us check for this as well. When I'll be adding the issues into this, what will happen? Add issue, and let us add one issue over here. Now you can see issue is available. So when you will be displaying the issue list dot display method, now it should not give you the error message, rather it will be displaying the issues list. Okay, so this is what we wanted to explain. So my second requirement is also completed. Now my third requirement is that I want to show the completed status as well along with the issue. Okay, so what exactly I want to do, that I want to show you first. So here when I will not be having any issues available, this is what the logic is. Okay, but if I'm going to have issues, in that particular case I need to show the output in this way. See, I will be doing what? I will be checking the completed status of the issue. So when my completed status is going to be true, it means my issue is completed. So I will be displaying the issue in this particular format. I'll say this, and here I will be giving the issue name. Okay, this way I will be displaying. Otherwise, if the completed status is false, it means it is not completed, then I will be showing the issue in this format. Okay, so this is how you need to write this particular code. So how exactly you will be working for this? Let us see. Very first we will be creating one variable, and this variable name is going to be the issue with completed status. Okay, and initially we are not putting anything into this. We will be concatenating the result with the help of this particular conditions. Okay, so let us make the condition over here how exactly we want. Very first thing, whether it is going to be the completed status or not completed status, in both the case you will be displaying this line. Okay, so my issues will be displayed in all the lines. Then you will be checking each and every issue. Okay, you are not checking only one issue, but you will be checking each issue, that whether it is completed or not completed. So you will have to keep it inside the for loop. And what you will be doing in this case, see, you can do one thing. You can take one issue at a time and you will be doing the operation on this. So this dot issues, and then this is how you are taking one issue at a time. Okay, now instead of writing this whole code at the time, we will be using this issue local variable over here, right? So let me just use it. So you will be saying if then issue dot completed, if this completed is true. Okay, if it is true, what I want to do, I want to create the issue with completed status. So I'll do this, and here I would like to create the output in this particular format. Okay, so let me take this particular output, and I will be taking this, and I will not be showing this issue name as static data. Rather, I will be displaying this issue name over here. So I'll say issue dot issue name. This you will be displaying. Okay. Otherwise, what you will have to do, you will be putting this particular code over here, and you will be removing this thing from here. Okay, so we can do one thing. Let us remove this. So we will be simply displaying the issue dot issue name. Okay, or you can do one thing, like we have this kind of output, right? So let me take this much of code from here, just concatenate here, and just remove this X sign from here. We do not want to keep this X sign over here. Okay, so this is how we want to create this particular thing. And then finally, whether it is going to be the completed status or incompleted, then we will be displaying this thing rather than this. Just save everything, come on this, now here reload and add the issue. So issue list dot add issue. So let us add two issues. Issue list dot add issue. I'm adding this second issue as well. Now we have two issues available. Let us do one thing, issue list dot change, or let us say toggle complete, and I want to toggle complete this. Okay, now see, as you can see over here, it is showing you the issue in this particular format. So by seeing this particular issue, we can understand that this is completed issue and this is not completed issue. Okay, so I hope you people would have understood this. Do the practice of this particular thing, and we'll meet onto the next session, and we'll be talking about the next feature, that is going to be the toggle all. So we'll be creating one particular method over there by which we will be toggling all these things. So either we'll be saying in one go itself, we can say that all these issues are completed, or all the issues are not completed. Okay, so this is what we are going to implement. So thank you very much, guys.